Hello, Rando fans. My name is Etium. I'm joined today by Bandman25. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. Looking forward to this race. Shareen and shadyforce, two really great runners. So this is going to be fun. Triple Dino Disaster sitting at 3 wins and 2 losses. The spoilers at 2 wins and 3 losses. So both teams looking to get a few more points to try to make those playoffs. So this will definitely be competitive.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, if you take a good look at the standing between both teams, I mean, right now, Triple Dino Disasters, they're a game behind a tie for second place, and then the spoilers are 2 games back. So it's pretty crazy how tight some of these divisions are. I mean, if you look even closer to the divisions, if you go down to the Dark World, there's currently in the Misery Mire division, there is actually 4 teams that are tied for first place. And there's a possibility later on today for a 5th. So if that didn't tell you how tight this league is, then you need to take a closer look.
Yeah, absolutely. This league is just such high quality in terms of execution. So there's really just such little room for error in most of these races.
Yeah, a lot of the races that I've seen so far, they've been within a few minutes. I've not seen anything less than a minute yet, but I've seen a wide range of races that varied from being a jet seed where they finish in an hour and 20 minutes, but I've also seen matches where they go all the way almost to 2 hours. So, and usually a lot of those 2-hour races are just coming down to a hunt of just one item. I've seen a variation so far of many different races. I've seen a fire rod, I've seen ice rod, I've seen a cane for a last location item. So hopefully we don't see that today. Hopefully both these guys will be able to find what they need very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, jet seeds often come down to just execution, and then when you get the longer seeds, then routing becomes a little more important too. But we are off now. We see shadyforce using the cursor sprite. Shareen, I don't know what that is. Is that a Pokemon or something?
That's what it looks like, but I'm not very familiar with Pokemon. It looks like we got all 3 crystals here, just regular crystals at all 3 locations here in the light world. And it looked like shadyforce kind of forgot he had the boot, so he decided that he wanted to talk to one of the guards.
All right, $50 off the uncle. That's having a little bit of change right off the bat is not too bad.
Yeah, it definitely allows us to now pay for some bombs if we don't find any when we get to Kakariko Village. Yeah, if you've never seen one of these seeds before, we are in a casual boots standard seed here. Basically, it means all our runners start out with the boots, and until they talk to the uncle, they will not have any bomb or have use of their arrow. And
yeah, I don't know what shadyforce is doing there. He wanted to take some damage for some reason.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused on that one as well. I might be having a question we asked him at the very end if we remember that far.
Shady got launch stated. Okay. I've heard of that before. I don't know exactly what it means, so maybe someone in chat can explain. But yeah, it seems like he encountered a kind of a strange glitch, but luckily he knew what to do about it.
Yeah, and right away we find a moon pearl here in the first chest of the escape sequence, which is a great find. 1/3 of our Dark World access that we need.
Yeah, nice to get that out of the way early on. So Shareen into the boomerang chest, the map there. So we will be opening the sanctuary chest later.
Looks like chat's informing us what that lonk state was he was opening the door, going through a door at the same time as he was getting hit.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I personally have ever seen that. So,
well, there's so many random glitches in this game, and most of the time they involve two things happening at the same time, and the game has trouble with that. So weird glitches can happen.
So just finding a little bit more cash here in Zelda's Cell, that gives us now 100 rupees. So that either now gives them the choice of going to Bottle Vendor or going to buy some bombs whenever they get to Kakariko. But I'm sure they'll have plenty of more money before they get there.
Yeah, even if they don't find any money in chests, there is a guaranteed 50 rupees that you can get in the well and Blind's Hut. So, Shareen ahead by a few rooms due to that unfortunate long state, but it's still very early in the race, of course.
Yeah, a lot of these races usually come down to when we are finally looking for that last item. Seems like that's usually when it comes down to. A lot of the races I've been able to commentate so far this season, usually it's been coming down to one decision. Usually they go north, they go south, and when they're looking for that last item.
Yeah, that just happens a lot in Rando, and it's just part of the game. Alright, there is our guaranteed small key and Dark Cross. So still 4 items left in Escape. So generally, a really good time for Boots Escape is like a 5:10. But anything like below like 5:20, 5:25 is pretty decent.
So just a little bit more money and a little bit more love here in the back of Escape here. We just got one more item left here in the Sanctuary chest. And yeah, as you said, that low 5 minute, definitely a very respectable time for the Escape sequence, while Shareen there finds himself a full magic drop. Even though he really can't use it yet, definitely a good find early in this game.
Yeah, you never know when magic can come in handy. So Shareen out of the Escape at about 5:20. And, there's the lamp in Sanctuary. And shadyforce out at about 5:30, so pretty solid escapes, considering all that has already happened.
Yeah, that now gives us no more dark rooms for this game, which I don't know about you, but I kind of enjoy not seeing dark rooms. You kind of would like to see what you're looking at. And a 20 ruby and bar. Okay, now I'm kind of confused here, because usually when we see that, that tells us where our boots would have been, but that's a boot locked spot. So that's kind of interesting. So a boots locked boot.
Yeah, so the way that works is that item is not actually where the boots would have been. It's just a junk item that's thrown into the item pool to keep it at the same number of items. So the location of that green 20 has no effect on the logic, as we see shadyforce getting a nice 8-bomb tree pull there. We'll see if Shareen gets the same tree pull. There's another tree in the Lost Woods. We also see nothing on Lumberjack, so don't have to come back to that.
Hey, there's some bombs for us. Oh, and our first bottle there at the Thieves' Hideout spot. Our green goo.
Yeah, definitely nice to have one of those before you head into Kakariko, so you can route that sick hit check in easily. Shareen only getting green rupees from the tree pull there. So he'll have a few less bombs than shadyforce does. And he's going to go to these bonk rocks here. It's a guaranteed bomb every time you bonk those rocks. So he's just going to go grab an extra one. And after all that, runners are now almost perfectly synced heading into Blind's hut. Get some more bombs, a couple of blue rupees, and a fire rod.
So finding both of our fire items, ooh, and the red cane, makes it very interesting to see what we got here in this game. Both the lamp first access, and then now here the fire rod and Blind's hut. Be interesting to see where our other crystals are at.
Yeah, for sure. When you get 3 crystals in the light world, you definitely want to find out where your pendants are as soon as possible, as we see a book in the well. And we did get one of those nice 300 drops along with a red boomerang. So that's actually going to make the Zora area a little more appealing. It's all out of logic right now. But with that red boomerang, we can splash delete. Well, with the red boomerang and Samaria, we can splash delete. And with that 300 drop, we got almost enough money for Zora.
Oh, there's our second bottle of the game, this time finding ourselves a blue goo.
Yeah, so definitely a couple nice safeties to get early.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the Ancilla glitch that you were talking about, using the cane and the boomerang. It'd be kind of interesting to see if I see that one. I'm used to always seeing the bombs and the arrows.
Yeah, there's quite a few different ways to do it, and most of them don't come up very often, but you know, when they do come in handy, they can be really useful.
Well, the nice thing is, though, they got that moon pearl, so they can always easily do that water walk, and they can also check the fairy waterfall as well. And there's our third bottle. That's our fairy in a bottle. So definitely getting plenty of safeties in this game today, and just look like half magic there on the race game. Both of them are going to pass it up.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 bottles already, runner's not too worried about magic. I think if neither runner had any bottle, you'd be a little more inclined to go grab that half magic. Because again, you just never know when it can come in handy.
Well, if they find the mirror between now and when they go do the dig game, that'd be just a very quick mirror check. So could always do that as a possibility as well. So.
All right, so with no real obvious direction, both runners now going to head to the south shore. Lots of checks down here.
Yeah, 7 items down here, and that's not including the Zora checks. We want to add that in. That gives Lake Hylia, Hobo, both waterfalls.
Okay, nothing at the dam. We got 5 checks in Mini Moldorm Cave here.
Using the bomb strats here on Shady Force's side to kill the Mini Moldorms. And then Shareen, he's taking a little bit of both between bombs and spin slashes here. Ooh, there's our Master Sword.
Okay, so that puts Aga into logic.
Oh, you said the word we don't like saying around here. You said Aga. Oof. I don't think these guys want to be seeing Aga 1 at this point. I mean, granted, they do have that Master Sword. They got the Moon Pearl. Got a lamp, so you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and we haven't seen no sign of the hammer or either glove. So this seed is definitely smelling like Aga, but we don't know that for sure yet.
Yeah, and if we want to keep logic in sort of in logic here. The only thing we really got left here is Agena Cave there in Desert. And then we can kind of check some of these. You can check Zora area. That's about it. Those 3 chests.
Well, we do also have the eastern area, Sash's Closet as well. So we'll see. But I think it. Both runners are just shy of Zora money, so this is kind of questionable. But with the water walk, it's fast enough to do all this stuff. As we see a tempered sword, yeah.
And just 20 rupees there in the other one. So definitely nice finding the tempered sword here. Hobo gives us the hook shot.
Oh wow. Okay, that could be big for Shareen. Depends on how long it takes Shady to find that. Another kind of odd thing is Shady save and quit out of the waterfall without even checking the Zora Ledge item, which I find a little odd because that's a pretty quick check. But here into Sash's Closet as we get a whole pile of money, which kind of a slap in the face after you just had to pass up Zora.
Yeah, most definitely it is. And right now, Shareen going to pick up that 20 rupees, so that actually give him money to take care of the Zora area, as well as with his tempered sword. So hopefully he's going to go back here. He's going to check out what's here on the Zora Ledge and what King Zora has.
Yeah, so meanwhile, Shadyforce heading into Eastern Palace. Ooh, there's a mushroom.
There is our second fetch quest of the day behind that bottle.
So it's definitely possible to splash delete here. We have King of Samaria and the red boomerang. There is a blue mail on Zora, so Shareen will pick that up.
Yeah, and a heart container at the exact same time here in Eastern Palace.
Okay, so Shareen picked up the item from Zora, which puts him back into the swimming state. And I'm not sure if he just decided not to go for the mushroom there, or maybe didn't realize. But what you can do is just run down, jump off the waterfall, and that'll put you back into standing state. Or not into the water, and you should be able to splash delete from there. Although I'm not sure how easy it is to do with the red boomerang on the Zora Ledge. So,
yeah, unfortunately for me, all of the other water walks, other than the one there in Ice Cave, it is foreign language to me. So I wish I could help you out more on that one. Ooh, there's our ice rod. There in Eastern Palace, so we no longer have ice rod hunt.
Yeah, Shareen meanwhile heading in the other direction, going to Agena, just a heart piece there. But he does have that book, so he can go into Desert. But he won't be able to finish it unless we find a glove in here.
I want to say at the places we got left to really check, it's either going to be in one of these 2 places, but I would want it, since we've already seen 2 items here in Eastern Palace, I would want to go with my luck here and say it's going to be here in Desert. And we do have an item on the Armos Knights here. While it looks like just finding the small key here in Desert. So he's going to have to go here to the right side to go pick up the big key. Even though it is possible for the big key to be on the torch, I do not believe we saw the big key. And there is our glove right there.
Okay. So that is going to... Well, it's going to allow us to complete Desert, first of all. But also is going to give us quite a bit of access to the mountain. So I imagine the runners will head up there before going to Zora. Or sorry, going to Aga.
Yeah, there's our big key on the torch. Shadyforce can be a little disappointed here finding just a heart piece, but I'm sure that he will continue through his way to Eastern Palace. But that was a very timely heart piece there to refill in his heart meter. While in the big chest, there's another fetch quest there in Eastern. That is both items right now. So
Yeah, one thing I just remembered, that hook shot is out of logic. It is locked behind the flippers. So that might be a reason not to head up the mountain. But there's so many items up there that I think you just give it a quick check before you go over to Aga. Yeah, Fire Rod was in Blind's hut, so definitely both runners do have it.
yeah, the ice rod on the other hand, we found that in Eastern, and so far Shadyforce is the only one that's been over there yet. And Shadyforce picking up his glove. Wow, here in a few seconds, we're going to see Shareen take on Lamos here with the nice tempered sword. Just 4 slashes with each one, if I remember correctly. Or since he does have that fire rod, just 2 nice fire rod shots here to take him down. Using a combination of both, and just missed out on that last shot on Lamos. We're going to use that spin, and there down goes Lamos at 19 minutes and a half for his first crystal of the ballgame.
Alright, so I imagine Shareen probably going to check that shovel before doing anything else. And then we might see him go up the mountain.
It looks like that's exactly what he is going to do. Going to check out that shovel spot.
Gets a nice bonk off the middle of the bushes.
There's our flippers.
Okay, so that could be good news for Shadyforce, because that might get him to go check Hobo. And that does put our hookshot into logic now.
Yeah, and that looks like looks like he's going to check out the Eastern area. Or no, actually looks like he's going to make maybe he is going to make his way down over to Eastern. I was thinking maybe he was taking the shortcut there into Lake Highlight so that he could go check that Hobo for his hookshot.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Well, we'll see if he just checks Saz's closet or if he goes into Eastern.
Find out our green pin is Thieves Town.
Of course it is.
And Shadyforce using the same techniques that what Shareen did between his fire rod and the combination of that temper sword. And just like that, at 27.5 minutes, Shadyforce gets his first crystal of the match. And it looks like you're right there on Shareen's side. He checked Saha and then he noped out. So I'm going to assume here he's probably going to make his way up the mountain.
Yeah, so I don't think missing that ice rod is likely to hurt him unless both our bows are in really late locations. But with there being 2 in the item pool, I'd be very surprised if that was a big deal.
Yeah, now Shadyforce is going to go get his flippers from the shovel spot. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. Will he make his way back up to King Zora?
making, well, just 20 rupees off the old man.
And nice dodge there by the cabbage there on Shareen's side.
Yeah,
Even
unfortunately, he
that
had to jump off the ledge and ruin his super speed, but not a huge deal. And Shady Force is going to go to Hobo, so not going to be missing that hook shot. So that is good news for him.
Yeah, and so far not a whole lot here on the west side of Death Mountain, just some bombs and a heart piece. So Shareen's going to take that hook shot, make his way over here to Paradox Cave, where he has a grand total of at least 7 checks here, along with Floating Islands and Spiral Cave. So just some more love and some more bombs here in the lower part. In the upper part, 5 good items here. Hopefully we'll find a hammer here so we can at least finish up the Light World Death Mountain here while we can. And no, nothing important on that one.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing in Paradox Cave. We do still have Spiral Cave, so there's some hope.
So here on the Shady Force's side, he's going to pick up his blue mail here. Then does he go down and go pick up that mushroom?
Yeah, and you're not going to leave that behind when you have the flippers.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to go straight up, pick up that mushroom. Hopefully that won't come back and bite Shareen. But then again, when he did come up here, he did not have the flippers yet, so. And doing Spiral Cave with the boots, so much nicer than doing without. And we got us, oh, there's our hammer. So now we can finish up Death Mountain, but it looks like he saved and quit. So there is our Dark World access right away. Gonna make his way down into, it looks like the Hyper Cave portal.
Yeah, so after very early AGA access, AGA turns out not to be required at all. Alright, so we should get our map check. So we got a pendant in Turtle Rock and a pendant in Ice Palace and 5-6 crystals at Swamp and Pod.
Yep, that's exactly what I saw.
So as usual, when you get the early Ice Rod, that means Turtle Rock's a pendant, right?
Yeah, usually. People were asking what was on Lumberjack. If I remember correctly, I believe it was like arrows. It was junk.
Yeah, there was nothing there. Meanwhile, Shareen into Hype Cave, we get red mail and heart container, but not really anything else.
Yeah, so depending on how much you like safety, which I'm a big fan of safety in this game, I would probably give about a 2 or 3. Other than that, I think most would probably give that, what, a 1 or 2?
Yeah, I mean, these runners are very good runners. They don't need the red mail at all. In fact, it's actually probably kind of annoying for them since they don't have the mirror, and it's just going to make their death warps that much slower.
And just 20 bucks there on Stumpy.
Yeah, so Shareen's going to do Dig Game here, and then I guess the next place she might go would be Skull Woods, since that's a full clearable crystal, and then you can just kind of head south to Thieves Town and stuff from there.
$21 digs all the way for that. Just that hard piece, and I think you're right. He'll save and quit here. Go Sanctuary, take out Skull Woods, because like a lot of people like to consider Skull Woods as just regular overworld checks. and then possibly go into Thieves Town, or maybe go check out what's on the bumper ledge before. But without that mirror, kind of checking to see what Lumberjack and all those other checks there on the north light world doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So.
All right, so shadyforce is going to grab his hammer. There is a possibility he might run back up and go to Tower of Hera. 2 items inside there, along with the ether tablet that we can check. Shareen decided to skip all that stuff. No, shadyforce thinking about it. And no, okay. So spends a few seconds and decides he is going to go up to Hera.
I mean, which it does make sense. I mean, it's unfortunately another half climb up the mountain, but I mean, it gives you, like you said, those 2 items there as well as our ether tablet. So, and might as well do it now, because last race I calmed, unfortunately, the item that we needed was Bombos, and it was actually in Tower of Hera, which one runner skipped and the other one did it on his first try.
Yeah. So, if you're rooting for shadyforce here, the best thing to see would be the mirror here in Hera or the ether tablet. Because that mirror is what is going to bring Shareen back here. And if he doesn't find that anywhere else, it's going to be a long time before he makes the trek back up to Hera.
Oh, just a single rupee there on the ether tablet. While Shareen going straight here to the back of Skull Woods. He has found 1 item so far, just found himself 10 arrows, so nothing too exciting here in Skull Woods. I missed that. Oh, we got a map here in the basement of Hera. And the great thing is with our hook shot, we can actually do the hair pot here.
Yeah, and with the big key right there in the lobby, there's really no reason not to go for the hair pot.
Yeah, and you're really not leaving anything behind at all, especially with that big key. You can check both chests here. It's on the floor below where we're at right now.
Shareen now on Mothula. Pretty decent fight. Got in a little spike issues, but not really a big deal. It just happens. And that is the second item. So nothing in Skull Woods, but at least it was a fairly quick full clear.
Yeah, and there on shadyforce's side, unfortunately, he just finds the dungeon items upstairs. So at this point right now, looks like we're going to have to go down to the basement. We're going to have our next 2 items here on Moldorm and there behind the coffee break. So at this point in the game, do you actually do that, or do you just do a 50-50 gamble that the item you don't need is down there?
Oh, I think you have to check the basement because you're just not coming back here. It'll be so isolated if you don't check it now.
Yeah, and just like that, in about the span of 30 seconds, both of our runners pick up their second crystals. Looks like Shareen checking out Bumper Cave and just a heart piece. And that is exactly what's happening here on shadyforce's side. He's going down to the basement.
Yeah, so if there's nothing here, it's like a minute time sink. But if there is something here, it could be a huge advantage for you. Shareen, meanwhile, now heading into the Village of Outcasts. So C-shaped house, just 20 rupees.
Oh, there's our mirror there in the chess game.
Okay, that's a good find. So that's going to make Swamp Palace full clearable. So this is going to route pretty nicely for Shareen. He'll do Thieves Town, or at least he'll do the front of it. Whether he does the back or not is kind of hard to say.
Ooh, oh, wow.
Okay, there's the flute in Hera Basement. So that is required. So both runners finding some nice items here.
And there's our first item in Thieves Town. Gives us our first medallion of the game, Bombos. So definitely a good call here on Shady Force's side, going and finding that flute, going to activate, and he's probably going to start clearing out a lot of the dark world that Shareen has already cleared out. Unfortunately, finding that key, it looks like he is noping out of Thieves Town, which, being green pendant, not a whole bunch of surprise. I mean, all the items are in the back, so.
Yeah, did you see how many items were in the front?
I have just the one. That was our Bombos medallion. He did find the big key and the small key and the map.
So definitely a bit of a risk skipping the back of Thieves Town when there's effectively 4 items remaining. Shareen taking a little detour here to go check Graveyard Ledge. Normally, if you don't have boots or mitts, this is actually a really annoying long check, but when we got those boots, we can just bonk the rocks and bypass that whole maze.
Just a heart container there on the Graveyard Ledge. But yeah, you're absolutely right. With that flute, since he does have that mushroom now, he can always just do a quick 2 and get there. And the nice thing is, too, he does have the red cane, so he can always do a nice little save scum to save that mushroom just in case.
Yeah, also checking King's Tomb, which I completely forgot existed. Nothing there, though.
That's pretty easy, especially when well, he does have them. We don't have the Titan's mitts. And I'm going to assume from here, he's probably going to make his way over to Catfish. And then probably slowly make his way over to Pod. Which definitely is a good check. I mean, it is one of our 5-6 crystals. Does have a grand total of 5 items, so.
I mean, I don't see him going into Pod when he's got Swamp full clearable. But stranger things have happened.
That is very true. And Catfish has for us today just a heart piece. And using that mirror, looks like he's going to go pick up his mushroom as well. So definitely good use of that mirror.
Yep.
And now Shady Force taking on his Mothula fight here. Red Mail Temper Sword, not too bad. And just like that, at 36 minutes, that now gives Shady Force his 3rd crystal of the game. Takes a very brief lead. Well, it looks like Shareen had kind of forgotten that he had already took care of Zora, but he finally goes back and picks up that mushroom.
Alright, Shareen looks to be heading to Swamp here. That is the pretty obvious play. It's your only full clearable crystal. Well, Hera is also full clearable, actually, but Swamp has a lot more items.
And it looks like Shady Force wanted to give some extra love to his flight bird here, as he just goes back to number 4 after that's where he started at. There's nothing wrong with that. Looks like we're going to see a Bombos tablet check here on Shareen's side. Wow, looks like Shady Force finally making his first trek here into Hive Cave. Unfortunately, going to be just a tad bit disappointed. While Shareen finds himself just a big 20 there on the Bombos tablet. So that book really has not led us to a whole lot except for our first glove in Desert Palace.
Okay, time for Swamp. I imagine Shadyforce doesn't have the mirror yet, right? He needs to go. Oh, Shadyforce skipped out on the Thieves Town area.
He has not. Yeah, he did Skull Woods, and he kind of noped out from there.
That's a bit of interesting. Excuse me, interesting routing, but not really gonna pay off for him here.
Yeah, unfortunately here he's going to be doing about 16, 18 digs. I can't remember exactly how many it was, but just going to pick him up himself, just a heart piece. So be interesting to see where he goes. Will he save and quit and make his way up into Thieves Town where he can get what he needs? Just 20 bucks so far here in Swamp Palace.
And where's Shadyforce off to now? Okay, now he's going to go do Thieves Town. Nope. He's going to get the snitch on there.
Yeah, he's going to talk on the mean lay. Looks like he's going to actually use his mushroom going to fake powder.
Okay, I mean, I guess so.
I mean, very interesting.
A logic check, yeah, but I mean, it can pay off. Shareen going straight for the left side, gonna set up the diver down here. Placing the bomb, and then he's going to transition to the other room as the bomb explodes. And so when he goes back into that room, then the bomb will finish exploding and flip the switch.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those really nice glitches that are available here in Swamp Palace. Definitely makes it just a little bit quicker here. So, and it looks like Shadyforce is going to head into Thieves Town, making his way back to that portal. And Shareen finally did get that diver down.
Yep. So that fake powder not paying off, but he will at least be able to refund his magic here at this tree. You can bonk it and get a full magic drop. All right, first chest of left side swamp. Compass.
Yeah, we haven't really found a whole lot so far here in Swamp Palace here. Just some money so far. And right there, Shadyforce finally getting his mirror through a couple rage slashes there.
Shadyforce also on his last bomb, so he's got to be a little careful with his bomb count. And just one item on left side swamp, and it was junk. So there's an opportunity for Shadyforce to gain a bit of time if he skips left side.
Yeah, hopefully when he does come and get this, he will possibly be in go mode. That could be what he might be waiting for. But at the same time, too, he has done a few different checks compared to what Shareen has done. So, and it looks like Shadyforce making his way into Thieves Town. Just going to find one item and 3 dungeon items here at the beginning. So if you're Shadyforce, do you continue on here with the back of Thieves Town? I mean, since you kind of taken a few more gambles compared to what Shareen has taken so far.
It's a really tough call with 4 items left there, and like all of Crystal Swamp open to you. I wouldn't blame him either way. It is 4 items. Like, there's such a good chance of something being required.
Yeah, Shareen, after he found that big key, actually goes back to the big chest, and unfortunately, nothing just except for the map in the big chest. And it looks like Shady Force is going to go finish up Thieves Town.
All right. So this is definitely a big moment for Shady Force. If there's nothing back here, that puts him in a pretty big hole. But if there is something required back here, that is a massive advantage.
And right now, just finding nothing but money here in Swamp Palace. Just another 20 rupees right there. So we are going to have an item here on Argus. Wow, it looks like Shady Force going through the Hellway, getting bodied a couple times, but he's good to go now. And here is Shareen with his battle with Argus. Looks like he's attempting to go for the one cycle. He's set up pretty good. And he just misses the one cycle. Very nice.
Yeah, that is very difficult to do with the Tempered Sword. Okay, second item in Thieves Town is 10 arrows and nothing on Argus, so Swamp Palace completely empty.
So now that you got Swamp Palace done, being kind of a bust, where do you head from here? I mean, he can check K45, which we have not done yet. I mean, do you make dip here into pod maybe? Eventually? Since he's obviously
I mean,
that.
For Shareen, he hasn't even dipped into Eastern yet, so that's a lot of items sitting there. But at the same time, if you do end up double dipping that stuff and you don't have to, like, it just feels so bad. Okay, nothing in the big chest of Thieves Town.
So 50-50 chance here for either the compass or an item, and we get an item, so there's nothing there here in Thieves Town. But Shady Force is going to finish up Thieves Town, going to take down Blind, while it looks like Shareen making his way up the mountain.
Okay. Yeah, so assuming he does the basement, that'll give him his flute. But if he skips the basement, that'll be a big problem. I don't really see him skipping the basement, but again, it's possible.
Yeah, definitely a 50-50 chance of doing it. It seems like the majority of the time, though, I do see a lot of runners skip that basement chest, so I hope I'm wrong this time.
All right, Shady with a very nice blind script fight. And he gets that green pendant. So I don't think he's done the north checks, like Graveyard Ledge and that stuff. So he might go do that and then go turn in the green pendant. Or he might just go straight to Swamp.
Yeah, I know. The only person that's done those north checks so far has been Shareen.
Okay, it looks like Shady Force going straight to Swamp.
So here we are in the race here. We're basically just checking everything we got so far. If you haven't already, make sure that you give both of our runners here a follow. They're giving us great races. Also follow their teammates. I've seen a couple already in chat on Triple Dino Disaster. I've already seen Yoshi and Scholzer in chat. And then also on the spoiler side, give Shady Force a follow and his teammates Zelga Disson and Dr. Mario. I don't think I've seen Dr. Mario in chat, but I believe I've seen Zelga in chat. So give them a good follow on their teammates. Both teams are doing excellent job so far here in the league. Big shout out to my co-com Edium, our tracker, Dirty Peels. Give all of them a follow. So this has been a great race, and just like that, at 47 minutes, there's our fourth crystal here on Shareen's side, and he's going to go pick up that flute.
Yeah, so good news for Shareen. So Shadyforce now going to head into Swamp. Unfortunately, not going to find anything here, but with just one item on the left side, if he goes to the back first, there's a very good chance he ends up skipping that left side check.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It seems like the Swamp House is the one place where you can gamble that one item there on the left side. It seems to be the more common trend.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends sometimes on how many items you have left to find. Like here we got, we need a bow still, we need the mitts, and we don't know the Meyer medallion yet, so we might need another item there. So still looking for potentially 3 items.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. As much as we've cleared out so far, we have not seen any bows yet, and we have not really. The only pendant dungeon that we have cleared so far is on Shadyforce's side with that green pendant. We still do have that green pendant check-in we need to see, but it's really surprising how deep these bows are, and it looks like Shareen going through Spike Cave. Going to use a blue goo here in a second.
This is not in logic without a cape or Cane of Burna, but it could still have something. Just a piece of heart, though. It's just one of those checks that if you don't do it while you're here, it just kind of gets isolated and very easy to last location. So definitely, if you're up on the mountain, you want to get it out of the way, even if it's out of logic.
Yeah, it looks like Shadyforce is going to make his way back to Kakariko, and we can see where he goes from here. Oh, he's going to activate his flute. Forgot that he had done that.
Yeah, I mean, our biggest density area right now is certainly Pod and Eastern, but Shareen does still have, again, those 4 items in the back of Thieves. We know 3 items are junk, but we haven't seen the green pendant turn in yet.
Yeah, it looks like Shareen now checking in his mushroom. Going to be a little disappointed on this one as well. Just going to get... well, actually, I don't know if we've seen this yet or not. Oh, we have not, because that is our Titan's Mitts. Wow.
Okay.
So going back for that mushroom was definitely a great idea. So now here's the question: how long does it take Shadyforce now to go turn in that mushroom?
Hopefully very quickly after Swamp.
Here we are. Looks like we just needed just bombos there in to get our entrance into Misery Mire.
Okay, so that officially leaves us with just 2 items, that bow and what was the other thing?
We need the bow.
Oh, just the bow. Yeah.
That's it.
No, we found the Titan's Mitts. We just found them. So we just need a bow, yeah.
And they're just at 51.5 minutes. There goes down Argus. So that now gives Shadyforce 4 crystals as well. And it looks like Shareen gonna take that Bombos medallion and enter into Misery Mire. Got 2 items guaranteed that they can complete it with that cane, and he also does have the fire rod, so can definitely finish this dungeon out. Yep. Fire rod was in Blind's Hut. Ice rod was in.
It was in Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern Palace.
But looking very unlikely that the ice rod is going to matter, unless, of course, we have a bow on Trinex. Shadyforce, meanwhile, actually going to do these northeastern checks, Pyramid Ledge, probably up to the Mushroom Turn-In and Catfish.
Ooh, we have on ourselves a nice little Godmire there. Finding the big key extremely early on that bridge chest. It would not surprise me one bit if he just grabs his key and maybe goes straight to the back.
Yeah, definitely makes sense here. If you do get an item on Vitreous, then that means one less check you have to do in the front.
Yeah, and shadyforce, remembering that he has that mushroom mirrors to the witch's hut, now going to get his Titan's mitts. Going to be just now one item away from his go mode.
Shareen setting up that spooky action glitch. And just remembers at the last second you don't have to do it on the first room when you had a Godmire.
Yeah, for me, that's one definitely glitch that I struggle with, but I have to admit, every time I see it, I am in awe of all these runners.
Yeah, it's one of those glitches. It's not very difficult to do. It's just there's a bunch of steps that you have to remember.
Yeah, and Shareen now using, it looks like some sword spins here, take down the eyeballs, and a very quick here, Vitreous fight. And yeah, shadyforce right there, right behind Shareen here, going into Misery Mire. And ooh, there's our Ether Medallion. There's our first item in Misery Mire. So at least our objective is very limited here.
Okay, so imagine, I don't think we've seen Checkerboard Cave yet, so you're doing that next. And then probably your next best play would be Dark Death Mountain. We get 6 items up there. We can also potentially go into Turtle Rock, maybe. But I don't know if you would necessarily want to do that before going to Pod and Eastern. Oh, Shireen's actually not going to get the second item in Mire. Makes sense. It's pretty long to full clear Mire just for one item. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, just an empty vial there in Checkerboard. And it looks like you're reading Shareen's mind really well today. That's exactly what he's doing. He's making his way up the mountain. Unfortunately, gets deadrocked here. So he's got to play some dodgeball here. But now he's making his way over to East Side Death Mountain. The shadyforce going to be picking up his very first, is going to pick up his big key here in Misery Mire. I would expect him to kind of make the same play, but the way he's been playing so far, he's been doing some of the gambles, so would not surprise me to see him actually go looking for that second item.
Yeah, it's we'll see. Shareen meanwhile heading into Super Bunny Cave, and if he doesn't find a bow up here, he's gonna face the difficult decision of whether to go into Turtle Rock or not. Because again, you got lots of items in Pod and Eastern potentially where you can find a bow. We find a bug net. That's not super helpful though. And 4 items now in Hookshot Cave. Nothing, 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 and nothing.
Holy cow. Okay, so our bow really has to be in a dungeon somewhere. One thing we really have not talked about, but we can't finish it anyways, is our Pyramid Fairy. I mean, granted, we still need a bow before we can even get there. But that's pretty much our last item we need for a go mode, so...
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy's off the table. There's no reason to ever check that. But Shareen is going to go into Turtle Rock. So 5 items in here.
just need the Ether medallion to get in so we can get into Turtle Rock. Can't complete it yet, or at least not on Shareen's side. But hopefully we'll find all 5 of our items here without having to see Trinex. And there at 57.45, Shady Force now picks up his 5th crystal in the match. Only thing he's got left is Eastern and Pod. It'd be interesting if that's where he goes. He's already cleared out Eastern. He has not finished it. So it's really only check he possibly go would be Pod.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in a gambling mood, Pod is definitely a potential play.
Now, we haven't really talked about it either, but Ice Palace is also is also completable. He also can do the Smith chain. I mean, the only thing we've checked along the Smith chain is K45 and Stumpy.
Yeah.
So those are 2 possibilities we can go to.
Definitely quite a few options. Right, Shareen here in the roller room. We find powder. So yet another fetch quest. Although you've seen that already.
Yeah, it was
Shady
just 20
Force
rupees.
And Shady Force going into Pod.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer right now. I think Pod is the place to go. I think that's where our bow is going to be at. I think right now with Turtle Rock, I think Turtle Rock is kind of a little much of a red herring right now, and looks like Shareen getting bodied here by those chain chomps. Just finds a shield. Looks like Saha with just $20. So that green pendant turns out to be bupkis here in the end.
Yep. So Shareen definitely making the right call to skip back at Thieves Town. Yeah, pedestal is definitely still a possibility, but again, there's 2 bows in the game, so it's very unlikely that they're both going to be locked behind the pedestal.
Oh, that'd be kind of cruel, especially since Turtle Rock is one of our pendants. That would mean you'd have to go into Eastern Palace to get that ice rod.
Yeah, so we see Pod is not bow locked, which is good news for Shady Force, because that means we are more likely to find a bow in here.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, Shady Force just took a commanding lead in this race. He is in go mode, and he's already in his dungeon that he needs to finish. So again, if Shareen finds a bow right now here in Turtle Rock, he'll still be behind, but it'll still at least be a race. But if there's nothing in Turtle Rock, that is going to be a commanding lead for Shady Force. Again, I wouldn't call it GG just yet. We still have 2 dungeons. We still have GT. But again, it is definitely Shady Force's race to lose at this point.
And looks like we found our last 2 keys here in the front. At least last 2 guaranteed keys here in the front. They're on the bow lock side here. And Turtle Rock, so far, not producing a whole lot right now.
So Shady Force is going to have to go to the back of Pod in order to get the big key.
There's our blue boomerang here, which everybody likes to call the best boomerang. Heart container, and that's our 5th key. And And that's our final key here in Dark Palace. So unfortunately, the big key is going to be somewhere in the Dark Maze. I do not believe he has looked in the vanilla big key location.
Yeah, probably knows that's a small key. Oh wait, maybe it's not, because he has 2 small keys left.
There's his big key. And there he goes. He mirrors out. And now he is going straight back to King Helmo. And it looks like we're going to have 2 items left here in Turtle Rock. Here's 10 bombs right now. And we do have an item there on Try Next.
Yeah, but Shareen is noping out. So we'll see where he goes next. But again, shadyforce's lead is just increasing. And Shareen is not going to pod. You will check that powder, so this makes sense. But again, this is not where he needs to go. Oh, that's right. Shareen never got the ice rod out of Eastern Palace, so he couldn't do Trax. Forgot about that.
Yeah, Shadyforce, that was one of the very first checks that Shadyforce did. Shareen checked the 3 behinds and saw his closet, and then he just noped out after that. And Shareen, seeing he's disappointed there, seeing the item he does not need, just 20 rupees here. Be interesting to see if he makes his way over to the eastern area or if he will stay over here and do our Smith chain. And it looks like he is fluting back to 3. So yeah, he's probably gonna end up doing the Smith chain from here.
Yeah, and he might even also dip into Thieves Town to finish that, which we know will not lead to anything.
And here we are, one of our favorite dino kitties here. Since we're now talking about dino disaster here, King Helmosaur here. 17 hits to the face mask, 4 shots or 2 spins when it comes to that, and down he goes at an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, so Shadyforce just has to mirror over, and just a quick run through Eastern. He already has been there, already has the big key. Just has to run straight to the back. But yeah, on Shareen's end, this Thieves Town dip not going to produce anything. So again, he's just bleeding more and more time here, unfortunately. But it's not a bad play. I mean, he's got 4 items left here, but we just know it's the wrong play.
Yeah, and just like that, Shadyforce now here into Eastern Palace. This is going to be a very, very quick dip for him, since he pretty much has already cleared out all of Eastern Palace so far.
And at this point, like for Shareen, at this point he knows probably that he's behind. So what he's going to do here is try to check locations that he thinks his opponent has not checked. Unfortunately for him, Shadyforce actually already has done the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah, so we kind of stay on the thinking of what Shareen might do here. Obviously, being here in Thieves Town, he'll do the Smith chain right after this. Once he does that, since he'll kind of finish in the Ice Palace area, do you think there's a possibility of him might going there, or do you think he might just nope out and go start dipping into pod? Because that's where obviously his most dense item locations is.
I think with the way he's routed, I think he goes into Ice Palace first, because he went into Turtle Rock and put off Pod and Eastern.
And just 20 rupees on the Armos Knights. And with that said, that is now 7 crystals. And we all know what that means. That is our time for us to play our favorite guessing game, the big key guessing game. Chess 1 through 22. Going to see where the big key is at. If you want to play, put your number in. Eddie, and where is your regular guess at?
Let's go with number 15 this time.
All right. I can sort of agree with that, mainly for the fact of how kind of nice this seed has been. Well, I can't say nice as this seed's been, but I think I'm going to go with my traditional 12. Oh, it looks like somebody else already took my 12, so I'll go 13. What the heck? And, yep, looks like Shareen going to take on his Smith check-in. Grabbing him with that mirror out. Oh, we have not seen hammer pegs yet. I had forgotten about that.
SpeedGaming taking a little bit of time here to check Super Bunny Cave. I guess hoping for silvers or something. Since he was going up this way anyway, so it's not like that was too far out of his way.
Yeah, so this is your last chance to get your guesses in. As soon as he walks in through that door, I will hit the stop button. So, and just a big 20 there on the Smith.
SpeedGaming does have to be a little mindful here about his arrow count. He's got only 3 right now. And if he does end up having to do ice armos, that could be a problem. Oh, never mind. There's a cane of burnout. That's actually really useful for ice armos.
So just a key cane of burner there into the first 2 chests, and it looks like Shareen going to make his pod dip. So making the right call.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is just going to be way too late for Shareen here, as SpeedGaming already in GT.
So this is 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4 is a key. 5 is... Oh, 5 is our big key today.
All right.
So our winner, Croy Baker.
And
winner of the big key guessing game.
SpeedGaming is continuing to check chests for some reason here.
Yeah, that is very interesting here. Maybe silver arrows?
I mean, I guess. I don't see what else he's looking for, but I know SpeedGaming is a very good runner, so I don't. Oh, he needs more arrows. That's right. Okay, so there is actually, you know, the potion glitch in Pod, right? That works on the mimics there. It actually also works in the first room of GT. So potentially, if you were to be wanting to do that, you could use your potion there on the first room of GT, and then there's 5 arrows in the pot in the second room.
Yeah, there you go. Now he's got 5 more.
Shareen sees the bow there. Don't think he can feel too happy about it.
Yeah, you find, unfortunately, about 10 minutes behind SpeedGaming in finding that that bow.
And SpeedGaming luckily not despawning those arrows. That can happen sometimes. If there's too many sprites on the screen, those arrows just won't appear from under the pod, and that could be a really big problem if that happened. Looks like Shady Force is getting ready to go to that fairy room here.
Yeah, I believe it has everything you possibly need in there.
And making sure to grab the magic refill, even though he already had full magic. Alright, into the gauntlet. Nice dash there, taking care of those last 3 enemies.
Yeah, making quick work here of the gauntlet. Looks like Shareen was taking a gamble there on the vanilla big key chest, just finding himself the compass. So now he's got to make his way toward the back. Unfortunately, that big key is there in the bottom chest of the dark maze, while Shady Force making its way into Lambo 2, making the gauntlet look extremely easy. And 6 tosses with the fire rod, and down goes Lambo 2.
Yep, nice one cycle.
And here's everybody's 2 favorite rooms here, the most satisfying rooms of the game. Here with that red cane.
The most satisfying unless you screw them up.
That is very true. For these guys, I'm sure that very rarely happens. For me, unfortunately, it happens about 99% of the time. So. And now Shareen making his way toward the big key, which you'll find in this chest right here. And he will mirror out and go take down King Helmo. And Shady Force going to skip that mini Helmo room. Does not need to get that extra key. Unfortunately, does not have the powder here that what Shareen found. I believe that was in Turtle Rock. So can't get a fair refill on his health, but looks like he's doing pretty good on health. Just a sword swipe and a spin will take down Moldorm, but looks like that was a poke. So
yeah, got a poke in there, but recovers nicely from it, so not a huge time loss. And not even checking the Moldorm chest. Alright, on to Aga 2. So let's see how Shady's geometry is.
Got a double on that one. Single. Another single. So there's 4, 5, and 6. There he goes. So a 2-1-1-2 down for Argus 2. And at 1 hour, 16 minutes and change, we're finally going to go see the big pig.
So Shady Force definitely on track to get the sub 120 here.
Yeah, if he does that, that's going to be an extremely impressive time here. This is going to be like the second seat in a row where I see a sub 120. And for this game right here, that's an insane time. I mean, he's got plenty of time to do it. Let's see if he does it. And at 1:16:50, Shareen takes down King Helmosaur to give him his 6th crystal. He will mirror immediately, go take care of Armos Knights. Unfortunately, though, he still has to clear out Eastern Palace. But if I do recall right, though, I do believe the big key was in that first chest.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't even remember. But Shady Force, meanwhile, gets the 1-on-1 on Ganon. So very nice job there. We are now on phase 3.
So any guesses where silver arrows were at? Oh, they were in Ganon's tower.
All right.
Very interesting.
So now we're on phase 4. We do have that torch glitch in place. And it looks like Shady's starting off with a triple. We need 12 spin attacks in total here on Ganon.
There's 6 while Shareen finds his big key. If my count is right, he just needs 2 more here. Oh, unfortunately, freezes him on that one.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do without silvers, but one more spin gets Ganon down. So get your GGs in chat for shadyforce.
Yeah, and Shareen just now finding his ice rod. I bet he kind of wish he had that a little bit earlier. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 46 seconds. Throw your GGs into chat for shadyforce. That's going to be his first victory of the first solo victory of the league. So throw GGs in there. And it looks like Shareen is throwing up the white flag, realizing that shadyforce has finished. We're going to try to get both these runners in here very shortly here for an interview.
Yeah, so a relatively quick seed, and just one of those seeds where it really came down to one item for go mode, and one player picked the right place to look, and I mean both runners played fine, in my opinion. You can't really say one decision is right over the other since it's all random.
So, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, there really was no wrong decision. I mean, it just kind of came down to routing.
Yep, that is how rando works out sometimes. So,
no, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I was just gonna say we're just gonna hopefully get the 2 of them in here soon. I'll see if they have that invite.
Okay, so while we're waiting on them, just a little bit of information about what's going to happen for the rest of the day here. There is a race here on this same channel here in roughly about 40 minutes here between Old Swag and Jackson, but we're buddies. That's Magnificent versus Fantalis. That is here on SpeedGaming 3. That race will start at 2:10. And then later tonight, the last game here of week number 3 will be the Fendrana Drifters versus Team Kappa with Megawatt versus 1UP. That race starts at 8 o'clock. And again, that will be here on SpeedGaming 3. Also, some other things that you can check out. We also have the Open League, which I'm pulling that up as we speak. And there is some games today. There's one at 6 o'clock tonight on the ALTTPR League channel between Kakariko Brew Crew versus Untitled Doc. And then at 8 o'clock on the league channel as well will be the Cool Rush Gamers versus Barely Faux Palms. Again, 2 races there in the Open League, so please go check them out while you can. For all your information that you could possibly need here on the league, go check out the website, ALTTPRleague.com. That has all the information between all our standings, what's happening here in the future, what future weeks hold of coming up. If you have not checked it out, please do so. A lot of great information on that. I do want to pass along to everybody that next week there is no races next week, mainly for the fact that next week is a speed gaming week. But you can still get your randomizer action. You can see on Speed Gaming we have tournaments in just about everything you can imagine. Next week there's going to be a lot of randomizer matches going on. They start out with 80 players in pools of 5, and then I believe it breaks down into the top 16, and then it's just a one and done. So check out that information. You can find all of that information on the Discord as well. Looking ahead to after we come back, week 4 is usually one of my personal favorite weeks. We got our spoiler log, open defeat Ganon, key sanity with a co-pilot. Week 5 seems to be like everybody else's favorite week, which is mystery week. Week 6 is a key sanity all dungeon open mode. And then week 7, we got an Randomizer co-op info share open defeat Ganon. And it looks like we have one of our runners in here, shadyforce. GG.
Well, thanks very much.
All right, so that was a fairly quick seed, and it really just came down to who found that bow quicker. You guys kind of, up until that point, I mean, you guys did both of the same. You guys pretty much did all the same stuff, and you just chose to go to pod first, while Shareen went up the mountain and ended up in Turtle Rock. So, do you want to maybe talk about why you chose pod there?
Yeah, I mean, the problem was if I went up to the mountain, I knew I would also have to go into Turtle Rock, which kind of scared me. And obviously, it's a very good play to go there, but there's so many times the bow, or one of the bows, is just sitting in pod. And also, you gain a little from finding the big key at the front of pod anyway. So you're only really losing the overworld time. You're not really losing too much in terms of the search for the front of pod. So I just thought it was worth it. I thought it was a good play. My next play was going to be Mirror and then go straight to the mountain, including all of TR. I think that was just going to be the next thing I did if I didn't find the bow in pod. But apparently it's just sitting in the front, right in the chest there. So that was quite funny.
Yeah. How were you feeling when you found that bow? Did you feel like you were ahead or behind at that point?
I felt like I did a lot of the overworld that I didn't need to at times, so I thought there was a chance I was behind, but I wasn't really sure. I didn't really make any major mistakes at that point. But yeah, Shareen could easily have been like a minute ahead of me or something at that point. But I was also thinking that flute in the Hera basement is very easy to skip, and I thought well to find that, so I thought there was a chance that was the item that stumped him.
Yeah, Shareen actually, after he found the hammer in Spiral Cave, just save and quit and decided not to do Hera at that point. So he did manage to find the mirror, which made it a little easier to get back there later on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just thought I'd do it because it's a crystal, but once I'm there, I feel like I have to get both items because the mirror might be somewhere behind that item, you know. So without the mirror, I feel like I have to do that because it's a long way back to Hera.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see the merit of either play there.
So, did you guys see me get into Lonk state in the castle at the start of the game?
Yeah, I actually was not sure what was happening there. Some people in chat filled us in.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, I only know about it because of the new all dungeons route, like the vanilla speedrun. Involves getting a Lonk state there, where you get there's a couple of different ways to do it. So I walk into the castle and I can't dash, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I realize I'm in Lonk state, and I panic a little, but then I realize I just take damage from an enemy to fix it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have known what to do there.
Yeah, how did you do that? I mean, I personally have never seen that. That was a first for me.
I believe the guard has to damage boost you into the door transition. It's something along those lines. I don't really understand the science of it myself. But it's something. I think it's the guard boosting me into the door transition.
Okay, gotcha. I've seen so much in this game, and it's kind of rare when I see something new. So I know I was scratching my head along with Eddie, and we were trying to figure out what was going on. And then, as he said, chat filled us in. So,
yeah. Are you shadyforce? Are you playing in the SpeedGaming Live tournament?
I am. Yes, I've done 2 of my 4 races.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, they're that's going by quickly. So that, again, we are not having any league matches for the next week because of SpeedGaming Live. We don't want to compete with them. So yeah, good luck in the rest of your matches there. But I think that's going to do it for us, unless you have any other questions, Ben, man?
No, I'm good for now. GG, Shady Force, great race. This is my second seed in a row where I've seen a sub 20 time. I can't believe how fast we're doing some of these seeds.
Thank you. I just want to say big GG to Shareen. I feel like I'm really glad I beat him because like he's one of the top runners, and our division in particular is like such a tricky division. We've played 3 matches now, and we've shared the spoils in all 3. And I don't think anyone except maybe Last Locationers are kind of, they've got a lot of wins, but everyone else is winning and losing a lot, so it's really close.
Yeah, if we look at it's not updated completely yet, but with you guys now, that puts you at 12 points. So that puts you right now in a 3-way tie with second place with 2 Pearl, 2 Furious, and Never Do Chickens. I do not. I know there were some races today, but I can't remember exactly who all raced today. So, but that's where we're at right now. So, because that was your guys' 4th team win. You guys are 4 and 2 overall. So, or actually, no, it's already updated. So you are in a tie with 2 Pearl, 2 Furies for second place.
We should be 3 and 3, I think.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you are. My bad. You are 3 and 3. It is updated. So I'm looking at the wrong one. My bad. But yeah, right now you guys are in a 3-way tie behind with I Like Big Boots and the Spoilers, and then you're 1 game behind 2 Pearl, 2 Furious, and Never Do Chickens.
All right. Well, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up. I do want to give a final shout out to our tracker, Darity Peels. Did a really great job for us today. Trackers, of course, keeping us on top of things. If you're looking for more League Rando action, we do have another match coming up in about half an hour on this same channel, SpeedGaming 3. That'll be between Magnificent and Fantalis. And later on at 8:10 Eastern, there's a match between Megawatt and 1UP. So a couple of exciting matches still on the docket today. But for me and Bandman, I think that's going to do it for us. So have a great day, everyone.
Yeah, have a great night.